Hi, hello, and welcome to my video. Today, I will be giving an introduction to the document Declaration of Indigenous People on Climate Change, which came out in the Hague Conference on 15/11/2000. The same topic will be covered in Malayalam in tomorrow's video. First, let us try to understand the meaning of the word indigenous. Different people approach the word for different purposes, and hence the boundaries and nuances may vary. Here you can see the definition of the word given by the World Bank. Indigenous peoples are distinct social and cultural groups that share collective ancestral ties to the lands and natural resources where they live, occupy, or from which they have been displaced. The land and natural resources on which they depend are inextricably linked to their identities, cultures, livelihoods, as well as their physical and spiritual well being. Now, this is quoted directly from their website, and in short, people whose lives are intertwined with the nature around them in an intricate manner. They may still be living in their ancestral lands or may have been displaced. Next, let us see the meaning of indigenous as understood by the UN. As per UN, they should identify themselves as indigenous at an individual level, and also they should be accepted by the community as their member, and there should be historical continuity with pre-colonial and or pre-settler societies, and there should be a strong link to the territories and surrounding natural resources at an individual level as well as a community. The community should have distinct social, economic, or political system. Also, they should have a separate, distinct language, culture, and beliefs. And they should form the non-dominant groups of society. And they should also be resolved to maintain and reproduce their ancestral environments and systems as distinctive people and communities. Now, this is a much more specific and detailed definition of term by which a person can be deemed indigenous. Now, generally, the term indigenous is used as a stereotype and they are marginalized in societies. They usually lack political representation and participation. Also, as a stereotype, they are economically marginalized and they live in poverty. They have a lack of access to social services and generally they suffer from discrimination. They also strive for recognition of their identities, ways of life, and right to traditional lands, territories, and natural resources, which usually are ignored or rather deemed unimportant. Here you can see some examples for commonly considered groups of indigenous people. Though the term Aboriginal means native, the term generally refers to the earliest inhabitants of Australia who have a unique culture, belief, and language. Next, I have given here Inuit, an indigenous group from the Arctic. Next is Tupi, an indigenous group from the Amazon. Then Lakota, an indigenous group from the USA. It is one of the Native American tribes. And then we have the Adivasis, which is a collective term referred to for the tribes of the Indian subcontinent. Next, here you can see a group or a branch of the UN called as UNDP, or the United Nations Development Programme, who functions across the globe with SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals in mind. SDGs or global goals are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Basically, a group working for the betterment of the world. And next, here we can see COP, which is the main decision-making body of the UNFCCC. UNFCCC, or the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, is a part of the UNDP that focuses exclusively on climate change. The document that we are going to discuss came out as the result of a conference held by the UNFCCC. My next video will cover the content of this document, and with that we have come to the end of today's topic. If you found my video helpful, please click on the like button. Your suggestions and opinions are always welcome. Please subscribe and click on the bell icon for more of my videos. Link to related videos are given in the description. Thank you.